Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? So this morning we are going to be taking a look at some price action setups. This will be the best analysis that you can find for looking for an intraday setup on today's range. All right. First and foremost, we're going to take a look at USDCAD. Apologies. I'm going to go over here to the daily real quick. Let me get on the right one. Okay, so here we are. You can see that I have this daily support level at 1.25438. It is also your 8-hour support level right there. Same price. This level down here is a 4-hour right there. So you do have a break in price once this candle took out support to the downside. This is a 4-hour chart. I understand. There's your 8-hour and daily support. So on the 4-hour, your support is just a little bit lower. So this big push right here was indeed a push lower because you traded all the way up, back up into resistance, which was right there. That's when you turned around and came all the way down here, closing below support. This is a legit break in support. This is your inside range candle, aka your supply zone candle, your Heath level. All right, then you traded away. Since you traded away from that level, you have not been back to test it. Last 4-hour candle, you went in for a test. So on the hourly, if you look, it looks even better. This is a big, nice, strong hourly break above hourly resistance. Come back in for a retest, and then boom, there's your hourly close below this hourly support candle. So any push back up into this area, one spot, 25232 is going to be looked at with entries to the short side, targeting low of day, this wick here. All right. Now this is yesterday's low down here. If we start to get some bearish momentum, we can absolutely trade down that low. But your first target, the initial target, the target in which you need to take profits is going to be the daily low. It's going to be that candle right there. If we go into a daily, you can see that that is your daily low. This is your daily range for so far. You are green this morning before the New York Open. You are green on the day. All right, but you are in a near-term downtrend. The last several days have been in a downtrend. You are at daily support. So this candle here did not close below daily support. That's daily support there. But this first push into support, you usually get a bounce. This is your bounce. We are looking for this area of price to hold as resistance. If you get an hourly closure above that level of one spot, 25232, this line here, hourly close above that, you are not looking for a setup. You will be scrapping that trade. And that's really as far as I made it. I got up and I just immediately went straight to work, and I've looked at one pair, but I had to get the thumbnail situated, the metadata situated. So yeah, I'm slacking this morning. I did actually look at CAD yen. Yesterday I was watching this for a short, but it did not set up. This is the area of price that I was watching yesterday, and I was looking to take a short. The problem is I didn't see exactly what I wanted to see. And intraday, it was extremely choppy. So I just said, leave it alone, right? Let me push this down so I can get a time. So 4 o'clock, this was the area here where I was looking to get short. We did take out this hourly support level, but what kept me from entering the trade was this support level right there. So if I bring that candle or that line down to that support zone, you can simply see that we traded down into that support, and that's where we stayed. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock closed green. So I didn't take the trade. However, if you look back in hindsight, I don't like taking new positions at 9 o'clock. Last week I took one, and the week before that I took 2 positions at 9 o'clock. For some reason, the setups appear to be setting up at 9 o'clock, or they were, and this one yesterday set up at 9 o'clock. This was an absolute phenomenal entry. I just didn't take it. For whatever reason, there is your hourly Heath level right there. Let me stretch this out so you can see what I'm talking about. This is your initial run back down to support. You found support. You based on support for 3 hours. At 9 o'clock, you had a bullish push right into your supply zone. Right there, that's your entry. Stop would be above this bearish candle's open. So you would have a very, very tight stop. If you wanted to make it tight or looser, you could obviously take it above that bearish candle's high. All right, and you still would have got a fantastic 2-to-1. Another thing, the reason why I didn't take the trade is this was your daily low, right? This was that day's low. This put in a new low of day. So price is essentially trading right at the low of day. I need at least a 20 to 30 pip low of day target, or a high of day target if I'm looking for longs. I want that area to be further away, because the further away that it is, obviously the more of risk to reward there is. If I'm looking to take a trade in the direction of the near-term trend or the daily trend, then obviously the risk to reward is better if I take it with a bigger reward. Let me see what's going on. Make sure everything's okay. Yeah, it is. All right, so yeah, and then fantastic move to the downside. So I didn't take it. It's my fault. But like I said, it did not meet my rules. My rules are I cannot take a short setup into support, and I don't like to take short setups at the low of day. But it was a fantastic setup. That would have been your entry. I'm only bringing it up for those of you that are new. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. For those that are not, welcome back. I'm only showing you this because in hindsight, you can learn a lot. I know a lot of people don't like to look at hindsight, or they think that people on YouTube are hindsight traders. I'm not. I take these positions. There are about, I'd say 1,500 people that see my positions on a daily basis. When I take them, I post them. So yeah, this isn't hindsight. I'm just showing you what to look for, so that way when this occurs again in the chart, you're looking for that, right? So beautiful setup. It's similar to what we're seeing today on the USDCAD. So this is a little bit different as you are in a near-term uptrend. So it is going to be a counter trend trade, but this uptrend is just a daily bounce. This is 3 days. This isn't nearly the trend. The trend is this. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at this to be the initial push lower at support. You got a bounce, big bounce. People always look to short too quick. Let these things give these things a day, 2, even 3 days. Once they find support, that's generally when you can find opportunities to turn around. Will I get stopped out on this trade? I have no clue, but I am going to take it if it sets up. As long as we do not close an hourly above 1.25232, I will be looking for entries on this setup today. EURUSD, real quick, looks okay. We did get a nice strong bounce out of this area, broke out from this descending wedge right there. There's your daily break above, came back in, retested this support zone down here, 1.17713. Then you traded away. Next day, same thing. Came back in for a support test, same support, then you traded away. On both of those occasions, you made a higher close on a green candle. So this is insinuating bullishness. Here is a strong break above daily resistance. This should have been daily resistance. Did not hold. Daily closed above it. Here's yesterday, or a few days ago, retesting support. Here's yesterday, inside day. This candle traded inside this bearish candle. This candle here, complete and total inside day of this bearish candle. So what's the targets on this if you're looking for entries? Obviously, targets are going to be high of this candle or low of this candle, because this is the inside candle. This is the candle that the price must break in order to get continuation of the trend. If it fails to close above and make a higher high, then you will be looking for short side sets on the EURUSD, as the longer term trend is to the downside. It was only last week that we started to see some bullish price action. If you go into the weekly real fast, you can see that last week we traded into weekly resistance. Let's get rid of this trend line, as it is garbage now. We no longer need it. I don't trade off of trend lines. I was just showing you the formation. So here we go. There is your weekly resistance level, 1.18804. That was the level the weekly needed to close above. You did not get that close above. You traded above it, well above it. You even took out this candle's high, But there, that red day pulled back just enough to get that weekly closure under that weekly resistance. So it's early on in the week. Today's just Tuesday, and you can see yesterday we essentially did absolutely nothing. Yesterday was that inside day. So this red candle, Friday's price action, put the weekly candle under weekly resistance. Is it the same resistance? It is. This weekly resistance level is also coincides with this daily resistance level. So that level, one spot 18770, is going to be an important level. You can watch that for possible long setups. Let's go into an hourly, see what we get. Absolutely nothing. This thing has been trading absolutely sideways. Hourly resistance is there. So will that hold a support right now? It's possible. You could get a test all the way back down into this hourly Heath level there and look for entries there. Stop below the low of this bearish candle's wick. Target that high. So that would give you a fantastic risk to reward to the upside. 22 pips though, so not that great. Ultimately, this is that red day. So this is the swing high and this is the swing low. That price needs to get above or below to give us further direction. You can absolutely see how this price is wedging up inside of this range. So there's really not too much to do. But I would be leaning more towards bullish entries only because I have more of a bearish bias on USDCAD. Now that does not mean I will be right. So please do not take that as the gospel. I could absolutely be wrong. This thing could absolutely turn around, become bearish on the day at the New York Open, and USDCAD could be the biggest, strongest pair on the day. So, but that's how you trade, right? No one knows what the future is going to hold. Nobody knows what something's going to do. We take positions at high probable areas for high probable setups. Doesn't mean they always work. USDCAD. If you haven't already, please smash the like for the ball. Oh, thank you, the Agile Leader. Yes, if you would, please smash that like button. It does seem to work for the algorithm. USD we looked at. Let's go look at pound yen. Yesterday we were watching pound yen just a little bit to see if it would have been a short side setup. We didn't trade yesterday at all. We took no trade. There's your range expansion to the downside. So it did work out as a short setup. We were just unable to get involved. Where were we? That's 5 o'clock in the morning. So this was the setup. So what happened is it looks like it had already made the move when I woke up. It did. Right here, 6 o'clock in the morning, you broke below support. So a test of that area happened. And technically, you could have entered that. Let's get rid of these lines and I can show you what I'm talking about. So this was support on the hourly, right? That's your lowest bearish close right there. So your lowest bearish hourly close is going to be support. There is your breakdown. Notice how the support is roughly around the midpoint of the breakdown candle. That's what you want to see because that does or could mean that you will see continuation from that level. Here is your bullish push back up into the level. It is a bullish engulfing on the hourly though, bullish engulfing. So people started to see that as a support hold on a higher time frame basis. I can't remember exactly where it was. I want to say it was this 8-hour level here. Let's go back into the hourly and see. Yes, that's what it was. So people are looking at this as a possible bounce and hold for bullishness. You can see there's also a Heath level down here. This is what we were watching. That's right. That hourly candle right there for a possible bounce. So I wasn't looking to enter shorts on this bullish candle because even with the spread that would have gave you, it would have been a valid entry. 31 pips to that level. So that was a valid setup and I just let it pass. Just let it pass. If I don't see something that I absolutely love, I just let it pass because I know eventually I'm going to get an opportunity because I'm watching these charts every single day. And I only need 2 of them to have a successful week. Or 1, actually. You just need 1 good, decent trade a week to be successful. All right, let's go look at the Bitcoin. I'm running a little bit behind. That's why I'm trying to kind of rush through these things. So we had nice, big, strong bullish momentum off the yearly open down there. Fantastic strength coming. This was exhaustion risk to the downside. The bears were absolutely exhausted. They could not push this price any lower. And then you couple that with that bullish day, with that news event that we had, the B Words conference or whatever, podcast. You got a lot of FOMO buying going on. Price pushed strongly up to that daily resistance level we were watching. We finally did get a close above and a break above. We have taken out the low of that candle. We have not closed below it, but we did take out the low of it. If we get a lower high, this is going to look like a bull trap. So what Bitcoin needs to do, and it needs to do it soon, is it needs to find support and hold support. Let's get rid of this line right here. 8-hour support is all the way down there, 37,153. I don't like it down there, right? Because this is your bullish breakout. You should be finding support. If you're going to come all the way back down to that area, remember, in bearish markets, bullish price action gets sold into, okay? Anytime you get a pop in price in a bearish market, bears are going to attack that. It gives them an opportunity. It also gives anybody an opportunity who's been holding in all this pain an opportunity to finally exit their position at $41,000, which off 60K, it's not that much, it's better than selling at 30K. So bullish price action gets sold into in downtrends. We still are looking for support, and this is why. You can see, that's the 8-hour, absolutely not. You can see how far away we were from the 50 spot on the RSI. So I will be fine with that until we get a close below. Unfortunately, it's going to go much lower before it gets that 50 test. So I don't know. I'm going to watch that 8-hour support. We don't have any other supports on the daily. You can see there are no red candles. So we have to look at the 8-hour as support. That's your last one. That RSI is bad. Or not bad. I mean, this is just pullback is what I'm saying. Until we get a close below this level, then I won't be looking at it as a pullback anymore. I will be looking to enter shorts on lower highs, like up in here. If we reject and start to come back down, then I'll be looking for shorts. However, as long as this pullback is still intact, then I'll be looking for long setups. I am long on Algo. I got long on it this weekend. Not Algo, sorry. Luna. Apologies. That's linked. This is Luna has been extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. Let me show you what my entry was. My entry was right there, 10 spot 51. So this is my entry. This is where we are. So the trade is working out. This was a bullish push. Bullish push, bullish push. There's your pullback. Didn't trade all the way down to where I was watching, but it was close enough. All right, close enough. There's your bullish price action. So once we broke out in this area here, this is when I took the trade, right? I didn't take it on this retest. I took it when we were pushing up into this level. I was basically buying a breakout, which is something I don't ever do, right? But it did come back in and retest, which would have been another entry. There it goes. So it's looking good, and it's the only one that's looking good, right? Everything else is red on the day. So I am expecting this thing to get a pullback pretty soon. This was a level that I was watching. It's a 4-hour level of resistance, and it held for a brief while yesterday. Now you have got your close above. You're breaking out, moving higher. So anytime now this thing can find resistance, right? Anytime. There's your lowest bearish close, so that could be the price target, 13.24. However, these wicks might hold as resistance. People do take positions based on wicks. We don't here, but other people do. So, yeah, I'm going to be exiting that position pretty soon and waiting for another pullback so I can get long again. Luna looks good. Here's your RSI on the daily is absolutely cooking. Cooking, baby. This thing is cooking with grease. We are getting to that spot, though, that coveted 618 spot from the all-time high. So I am expecting some selling pressure to kick in there. Oh, that's way up here. So what was I looking at it on? This swing high possibly here. Yeah. So that's about where I want to take profits. Because that's where, like I said, you could probably expect some more near-term selling to come into the markets. And then let's go look at pound dollar, and I will take a look at the chat. Pound dollar is looking decent. So we were watching this and that little Forex Weekly Outlook or brief. What I was looking for is I was looking for a hold of that 8-hour support zone. There it is. That's your hold right there. Beautiful, beautiful. And you're seeing bullish continuation. So in my opinion, see this 8-hour resistance level over there. As long as this thing closes, this candle will close at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. As long as this thing closes above 1.38988, this level here, this looks good to me. I will be watching for pullbacks into this area for possible long opportunities. So each one of these assets, Euro USD, Pound USD, looks good. What about Aussie USD? Remember I said we were going to leave that one alone as it has been the weakest one. Not looking good for short setups because you are at support. Yesterday you had a slight bullish day. Today you're getting a bigger bullish day. I would say this has to come off of the RBA news. I did not look at the RBA news, but I do believe it happened last night at midnight. The rate decision, interest rate decision for the Aussie banks. Let's go see if we can see that in the hourly. Yes, there it is right there. Boom. There's your RBA news. Big, strong, bullish push. Took you right into this resistance on the daily. That is daily resistance. Let's get rid of this and leave that. That's daily support. So that's going to be your main range of price. So yeah, it needs to get out of that. It's just chopping sideways. Boom. So it does look like it's going to. Is it a long entry? I don't know. How far are you away from? No, it's not going to be long. I mean, if you want to take it, your target would be the high of day, but it's not looking like something that I would want to take. Not looking like something that I would want to take. All right, so good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Heath, could you explain the difference between the support and resistance supply-demand levels? I got confused where to draw my lines at open or close. Oh, candles, thanks. Yes, all right. This is a frequently asked question, and it's understandable. All right. Resistance is going to be the close of bullish candles. The highest bullish close is resistance. The lowest bearish close is support. Okay. The lowest bearish close, that's support. Highest bullish open, that's resistance. Heath levels or supply zones, demand zones, or order blocks, or whatever other YouTubers call them, they're the same things. This, you use the open of a bearish candle in a bull trend. So if price comes back, look at what it did there. This is an 8-hour, but it's a perfect example. If you're going to see bullish trend continuation, you want to see it ping the open of that bearish candle and reverse. That is your supply zone, the open. The close is resist or support. So essentially, if you get a close below the open, then you know you're waiting. You're not looking for entries as it closed into that. You don't want to take it now because there's a higher probable chance that price is going to go on down and test the support. All right? So a demand zone is not the same as support. Support is the close, demand is the open. A bounce there and continuation from it is what we look for. And this occurs on all time frames. Here is 8-hour resistance. You can see last session, you got a close above. If you were looking to take shorts for this to be a lower high, looking for trend continuation to the downside, you would have wanted to see price trade up into the open of that bullish candle and reverse instantly. Whoop, right away. Trade up into it. That's your entry. Boom, see ya. But that's not what you got. You got to close above it. So that means you're not looking for shorts, and you're definitely not looking for shorts because you closed above resistance. So you took out the complete and total supply zone and support or resistance at the same time with the same close. So that's very, very bullish. You're not looking for shorts. It's just a rule set that keeps you from taking thousands and thousands of entries per trade. Instead, you can wait for one thing to happen, a test of that zone. You enter. If you get stopped out, you're done. You do not try it again, right? That's all it is. I am going to make a much more detailed explanation of that. I just have been so busy lately. So I hope that helps. If USDCAD pushes 2-hour entry zone, should we wait for a stop run? That's up to you, my friend. You can if you want, but in my opinion, if it's going to roll over, it's going to probably do it pretty soon or pretty rapidly. All right? It is acting like it does want to make one final bullish push because yeah. But this is the thing. If you wait on that stop run, chances are you may miss it because you may not even get a stop run. It does happen occasionally. Obviously, it happens more occasionally than it doesn't. But at the same time, like, you may not even get another test of this level. Because this last hour, that 5 o'clock candle, that was a test. Wasn't a complete, absolute, flawless, beautiful, perfect test. No, it wasn't, but it was close enough. Right? Close enough. So there's 5-minute resistance right there. Because everything that I do is fractal. All this stuff is fractal. 5-minute bullish close. Highest bullish close. That's resistance. So this 5-minute candle pushed up well above resistance, but closed red. Then you tried pushing up, tried pushing up, tried pushing up. This candle still closed below that support, or below that resistance level. Then what happened? Well, boom, you traded back down to this area of demand. So essentially, if the bulls are going to step up, they're going to step up soon for continuation. I mean, this thing technically could go as low as down here for reversals, for bullish reversals. But we'll see, right? You see how price is starting to trade away. Now, it's very early. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. This thing could trade here, up here, around 8. It could still be trading from 125, 120 to 125, 200. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. So when I see stuff like this, I generally go ahead and take the entry, put my stop above this. So if I do get stopped out on the stop run, then that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, well, it has been lately working out pretty decently, right? I can understand why you would want to wait on that stop run, but there is your 5-minute Heath level. Essentially, that is your risk candle right there. A 5-minute close above that, you're probably wrong on the short. And if you got a stop run, you would need price to at least go 10 pips above this zone here to be a legitimate stop run, because this is an intraday candle, very, very tiny range. So 10 pips is essential for stopping out people, right? Right there. So you would need price to hit about there. And then you would want to see it instantly reject. And then you would have to take your entry on a 5-minute push up, looking for lower lows and lower highs. So it's two different styles of trading. My style is taking those resistant tests. This was a complete and total legitimate resistance test. It didn't test hourly or 8-hour, 4-hour resistance. It tested 5-minute resistance, and the market said, okay, and now we're trading lower. So it's up to you what you wait on. How you define your trading rules and your decisions is totally on you guys. I'm showing you what I'm looking for and how I trade, right? I'm not a signal service. I'm just simply trying to teach you something that you can yourself watch, form an opinion. A, does it work? B, does it not? Go back test it. If it works out for you, then you can then use that, some of it, and create your own rules and your own strategies around the principle to make yourself a successful trader. Because I can't make anybody a successful trader. I don't know what your mindset's like. I don't know what you're doing wrong, right? There's 1,000 things that someone could be doing wrong. It's up to the individual to figure that out and then fix it. Oh, I'm sorry I just joined, but don't know if you've done SNX USDT on KuCoin. No, I haven't. I don't trade it, so I don't ever look at it unless someone asks me to, right? I only trade what I can, or I only look at basically what I trade, essentially, is what I was trying to say. Looks like you're trying to lose support. This was an area of which you wanted to see hold. There was a test of it. So it did hold. It even closed green, but now the bears are coming back in. So they shorted this high. All right. So here was what the bulls wanted to see, but you got that last session, right? And you got that this session. So this supply zone or demand zone was already fully tapped. Like any orders that were setting there are gone, right? And whoever shorted up here, here, and here, they had a lot bigger wad than the people that were buying there. So price is moving lower. Moving lower. You're testing 8-hour support right now. Do you close below it? I don't know. This candle closes in this is a daily. Sorry, daily. I thought it was on the 8 hours. That's even worse. Yeah, I wouldn't be looking for bullish entries. See if today closes above this level here. If it does, then maybe you can look for bullish entries tomorrow. But today, the bears are in charge, my friend. The bears are in charge. If you try to buy this, you are essentially buying a falling knife. 4 hour held. Next 4 hours trying. This thing closes in 1 hour and 52 minutes. 4 hour support's all the way down there. So it may hold, but I would not be looking for longs. This is very bearish. This was your high above resistance and immediately sold into. Boom, boom, boom. You're back down to support. So if anything, I would probably be looking for short side sets on any push back up to 948. Looking for trend continuation. I would give it a minute. You got what appears to be a triple top on the 4 hour, but I'm not a pattern trader. I don't really care about that stuff. But if you look at the overall scheme of things, this is a pretty vicious sell-off. Even if you give it longer, you're in a downtrend. You're in a downtrend. I know people are extremely bullish now because Bitcoin had 11 bullish days, but you guys need to understand something. That means nothing in a bear market. It means absolutely nothing. Let me show you why. Or I'm on the right chart. Let me show you why. Bitcoin has to get all the way up here. All the way up there. That's your lower high. Anything under $59,592 is just another lower high. It's just another lower high. That's a long ways to go, right? But unfortunately, that is what it is. Guys, this tells you something. This was massive. Bitcoin was cut in half. In half. When an asset loses half of its value, something is wrong. Massively wrong. Any pops in price in bearish markets are likely to be sold into. I want to see a higher low form so that way we can absolutely look for bullish positions, which I'm already in one based on this price action. On the Luna trade, right? But Luna's doing something different than Bitcoin is. So now I'm starting to get skeptical on Luna because Luna can be telling us something. So I am looking for a support hold at 37,153. If you get that on a daily closing basis, then you can possibly look for more upside. More upside. On your 8 hour levels though, those are going to be areas that you're going to watch. And I'm using the close of this one, right? Because you've already tested or come close to testing the open. So I guess you could use the open as well. Let's just use that spot. And then your next one is up here. Right there. Use the open. And this area was support, right? There's your breakdown, there's your retest, there's your continuation. So those are two areas right there, 43, 580, 49, 498. Those are areas where you're going to be taking profits if you do get long down here. This is not bearish moment. It's not momentous bearishness to the downside. The bulls are in control. The RSI shows you that. As long as you're trading above 50, the bulls are in control. Below 50, the bears are in control. Right now, the bulls are still in control. This did look like accumulation after you had this monster push. It's just when you get these monster pushes, it finally gives short sellers a time to get short. It gives them an opportunity. Now they can target yearly low, right? Now they can target yearly low. Instead of getting short down here, they could get short up here. It's a lot better risk to reward. Whether it works out or not, I don't know. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody. I love when I see all the people come into chat and be like, Bitcoin's going to go to zero. It's like, good on you, bro. Really awesome. You show your ignorance when you say stuff like that. Shows your ignorance. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So yeah, I am looking for bullish entries, and that will be my line in the sand, 37, 153, 38. But that does not mean I will be right. Heath, which trading platform broker do you use? Thank you for educational videos. Man, for stocks I use Thinkorswim. For stocks and options I use Thinkorswim. For Forex I use Forex.com, which I do not suggest use Forex.com because their spreads are crap. Total garbage. I even emailed them and said, look, I have a platform that I speak to about 5,000 people. If you could tighten my spreads, I will deposit more funds and use your platform. And they refuse to lower the spreads. You will get spreads as high as 7 pips on some assets, like NZD-CAD, for instance. 7 pip spread. So stay away from Forex.com, but Oanda is a good choice for Forex brokers. There's a new one, IG America. I haven't used it yet. I am going to use it soon. So I will have more to say about that after I try it out. But Oanda is my favorite. They have decent, tight spreads. They're a fantastic broker. They're regulated in the US. I mean, it's the smart way to go. Biggest broker, biggest Forex broker in America. And then for cryptos, I use KuCoin and Coinbase and Kraken. USDCAD daily is above the 50 RSI, but we're still shorting it. Can you explain this a bit, please? Yeah, that's a good call, right? The reason is because it's in a near-term downtrend. So you got a close down here. This bearish candle, that was your close below the RSI. Legit close. Now, had you instantly made a bearish engulfing, aka outside day candle, taking out this low and then closing back above this candle the next day, would have been indicative of a bear trap. That would have been a bear trap, and this close would have immediately been back up. You are looking at intraday price action. Yesterday's close, you did technically close above the 50. You're absolutely right. My trade could absolutely not work out. I could absolutely be wrong, right? You're even at daily support. But I'm looking more or less for an intraday price action trade. So you don't have to take it, right? It's not a perfect setup. It's not a perfect setup. So, yeah. Today's close will be very important for this RSI tomorrow. You get a big downrange candle today. This thing is going to be down here at the close. And same goes for the upside. Big, strong bullish day. Then I will be more bullish on it. Also, when I do these analysis, I also take into effect other assets, other things that are going on. EURUSD firmly above the 50, so EURUSD trades inversely to the dollar. So if the EURUSD looks more like a bullish play than anything paired against the dollar is going to be the legit candidate to short, right? This is looking good. It's well above the 50 RSI, right? You've already came in for a retest of it. Can today fail and you get the same thing that I was talking about on CAD? Yes, which is why I said last week, at the end of the week, that right now a lot of these things are at a very pivotal area. If we get this trade off and it ends up being the right side of the market, this trade could potentially work on USD CAD for the next several weeks. You see what I'm saying? And if I'm wrong and I get stopped out, that's okay. When I come back to the market tomorrow, I will be looking for longs. That's the beauty of being a near-term trader, my friend. Welcome. Okay, never mind. Let me go down here to the bottom. Norway, hi Heath, what's up? What's up, Atif? Cool. Oh, yep. Still communications going on between other parties in the chat. I too fear it might prove to be bear's trap. We usually see the Bitcoin bears market. I don't think Bitcoin's in a bear market yet, right? I said at the end of August, then I would probably call it a bear market, right? That would be, we'd be trading under the all-time high of 50, where you're trading off 50%. What's Bitcoin at right now currently? How far is it off the highs? Right? That's what matters. How much is it off of the high? Right now, you're still sitting at 41% off the highs. 40% off the highs for multiple months. I'll let you be the judge of that. I know some people are calling this a bear market, and other people are saying that it's mid-cycle. So who's right? Well, I'll tell you what. You've been trading below 50%, or let's call 40%. You've been trading at around 35% off the highs since May 19th. We're in August, so May, June, July, August. So at the end of this month, it'll be 4 months. You've been trading 35% from the highs. So I don't know. This is why I say I don't know what to call it. This is what I call it. I trade price and I do what price does. If price keeps going higher, then I'm going to keep looking for longs on other altcoins. If Bitcoin keeps going lower, then I'm going to keep buying Bitcoin and shorting alts, right? Because I only buy Bitcoin. I am a long-term hodler on Bitcoin. I trade FX, stocks, options. I don't need to trade Bitcoin or Ethereum. Those are the only two assets I just buy. That's it. That's all I do. I buy them. I treat them like a stock, like the S&P 500. I invest in it for long-term growth. Long-term growth. Intra-year price action means nothing to me on Bitcoin. I do it. I analyze it for you guys. And I do take positions based off what price does on Bitcoin. I just don't take the positions on Bitcoin. Right? Bitcoin's been long, so I looked for a long on Luna and I took it based on what Bitcoin's doing. So yeah, I mean, and it still looks good. I'm getting ready to take off that position on Luna. Bitcoin looks like it may be coming into a support zone. I can't do anything here. Right? It's testing that low of day is what it is doing. Bitcoin is just simply testing that. Do we get a close below it? Well, today's going to be an important day for Bitcoin. If the dollar just automatically grabs some weakness on the day, that might help Bitcoin stay above that. I don't care about a wick through it. I care about the daily closes. A wick through it's nothing. This just means that any bears that took entries on this, targeting this, have now taken profits. They are exiting the trade as we speak. Have been for the last couple hours. Yes, new short sellers are selling these pops, but whoever made this happen, they're more than likely taking profits down there. And that doesn't look good though, when you have a big strong bullish push get completely annihilated. I don't like it. Michelle Family Randall, welcome. Oh man, the chat just glitched out. Jesus. Good morning. Top of the morning, everybody. Top of the morning to you too, Tom. Heath, could you... Oh, I did this? Wait a minute. Where was that at? I was near the bottom. Moon phase indicator. Are they legit? I have it on my chart because you're not the first person that asked that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to trade it. I don't know. What do? Do you short these ones and buy these ones? Yeah. Yeah, it looks legit. Right? Short that. It worked. Buy that. Well, if you bought that, it didn't. Right? But it did. It did if you bought on that red close. And it's like every other indicator, bro. They follow price. I don't think this one does. I think this one actually does moon phases. So if anything, I'm not sure. Was this a legit full moon? May the 11th? May the 12th? Was it a legit full moon? I don't know. I don't have any clue because I just don't use it. Right? I just had it up there for giggles. But there's another one, I guess Crown's Crypto Cave is using. A lot of people keep asking me to use it, the Gaussian channel or whatever. I don't know what that thing is. So legitimately, I can't sit here and be like, well, this is what you need to look for with the Gaussian channel. No, I don't know it. So there's no point in me telling you anything about it. I would just be lying. Crown seems to know a lot about it. So Crown's Crypto Cave, if you're not familiar with him, he does have a bit of language, but he used to be a market maker. Man's legit. He's legit. He uses a ton of indicators. So if you're looking for trading with indicators, he's your man. I'm a price action trader. I only look for price and price levels. I don't care about indicators. I look at where EMAs are in reference to price and the RSI. That's it. That just kind of keeps me. It doesn't always work, but most of the time it keeps me on the right side of the market. It gives you the momentum, right? The reading of the momentum. And the moving averages do the same thing. So Bitcoin looks good, right? There's all your moving averages. You're coming in right now for a 200 test, a deeper 200 test. So if Bitcoin holds this, that's going to be good. That's your daily 200 exponential moving average. You can go back in price and see how many times has Bitcoin lost to 200 in a bull market, right? Or even in bear market. When was the last bear market you had? Over here, 2017. Right there. Is that the high? Let's see. No, it's not. So it's over here. There we go. So how many times in this section of price did Bitcoin test and get back above the 200? Right here was a break of the 200. There was a break back above it. There's a break down below, break above, break below, test, beautiful entry, right? Break above, traded above it, break below. So break above, break below. Moving averages are not the end all be all, right? So I mean, yeah. Generally, if they're below price, you want to look for longs. If they're above price, you want to look for shorts. Which is why I said this over here is it can absolutely just be a bull trap. No one's shorting down here. Nobody. That's why you got this move up like that. You've exhausted all the sellers. The only thing that was coming through were buying or more aggressive buyers, right? So that's where we're standing right now. Short sellers are going to get involved in this market from this level and lower. As long as you're trading below that, yep, nothing. I wouldn't even start getting excited about Bitcoin until we were up in this area here. Then I would start getting very excited about it. Because then it looks like you're going in to attack this ultimate lower high, right? So then I'd be like, yes, finally. But you got to remember, guys, I'm in Bitcoin way lower, way lower. If you're trying to buy Bitcoin up here, or if you bought it up here, then I can understand why you're upset or why you are happy now that you're getting a bullish pop. This means absolutely nothing to me. And it doesn't look like it's bullish at all. The last 11 days were, but now shorts have an opportunity to sell again. So I want to see Bitcoin hold at support. So just take it one day at a time. Right now it's testing that support. Let's see if it holds it. That should have said, dog sleeping on my other arm. Nice. Teaching us to fish. Yes, absolutely. You guys need to learn how to fish on your own. You don't need to. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. Please hit like. Oh, yeah. Thank you again, the Agile leader. Andreas. Jeremy. All right. So we can drop down into the 5-minute time frame. Not sure what you're asking for. No coffee yet, but feeling grateful today. Heath, the 200 moving average we are using, this is an EMA. Does it change things? The simple moving averages is slower. The exponential moving averages is faster. So like if you think of it here, this EMA MA combo, if you want it, just go into indicators and strategies and type in the search bar EMA MA combo, and it will give you a ton of them, right? That's all you got to do, and you will get this. Instead of using 18 moving averages to take up 18 different indicators, you can use this one indicator and have 18 moving averages. That's why it's a fantastic little tool. But if you go into settings here, let me see, let me put this MA on. What is that? Inputs. Nope, that's a 50. So go back to style, click that off, click this on. So this big fat gray one, that is a 200. All right. So let's go back in it real quick. This is all you have to do, essentially, to see the differences. So that's all we have on the chart is the EMA and the simple moving average. So technically the simple moving average is way up there. You can just see like this is a more responsive indicator. It responds quicker to price. This thing has still got an upward slope. So even though Bitcoin has already put in a bearish move, right? Came in for a retest here and traded lower. This thing still has a slightly bullish slope. See how it's just now starting to curve around? Whereas your EMA started to turn down right here. Right there. In this section of price, your EMA went from going up to flat to sloping down. That's why I use it. It's a quicker, more responsive indicator. You are still sloping and just now starting to flatten out. Now, this bullish push has a lot to do with that. I'm not going to sit here and trash the 200 simple moving average. If it would have continued to go lower, this would have been your flattening spot and it would have started to turn around. Okay? But this bullish price action has just kept it flat. Whereas you even got an up sloping starting move here on the 200. It's very difficult to see that, ain't it? Alright. That's a little better, not much. Yeah, you're already starting to slope up on it again. So, I mean, this is just an indicator, man. It's just an indicator. Indicators follow price, dude. They're lagging. All of them are. The Gaussian channel, indicator, moving averages, RSI, Stokes, all of them, they lag price. Could you check EURUSD for buying for long term as it is breaking structure on shorter time frames? I imagine it is. I imagine it's doing pretty much the same thing as Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is the boat or the tide that rises all ships. Yeah, it looks exactly like Bitcoin. The bots and algos are all over these things, dude. Every single one of these things trade the same. Because it's the same bots and algos. So whatever Bitcoin does, ETH does. ETH is not, you've been trading up. Bitcoin's had a few bearish days. ETH is just now having a bearish day. Where's the next area of possible support? Let's get rid of this. I don't want to remove indicators. Here's going to be your first area. There's your test. This area is probably going to fall. So watch this area. The top of it, back to what the Agile Leader asked me earlier, the top of it is where you would want to take bullish entries for bullish continuation. The bottom of it is going to be support. Like you don't want to see an 8-hour close below that. If you do, here's your next support, 2206. And you just keep going down and down and down. But you don't just blindly buy these areas or you're going to get stopped out each time. Buy, short, stopped, buy, stopped. Buy, stopped. Just wait for price to show you it is indeed holding as support before you look to get long. It's that simple, guys. And that's what most people can't do. When I say wait till tomorrow, they're like, oh man, I wanted to take a trade today. This dude sucks, thumbs down. You're going to have to learn how to wait if you want to make this stuff work for you. I take 2 to 4 trades per week, and I'm a day trader. I'm a scalper, and I take 2 to 4 trades per week. You're going to have to learn to do that. So wait for this to hold and show you that it is support. And if it does, then you can look for bullish entries, right? Just wait. Oh, yeah. So for buying opportunities, look around 23.48 if this level fails. If this level holds as support, say 1, 2, 3, 8-hour sessions later, you're still trading here, then that's probably holding support, right? At least it's a lot better looking to start to look for longs if it's holding this area. If you just get another blast through and close below, this is your next one, and then down there, 21 or 2,200 bucks. So 23.50, 2,200. Those are fantastic areas to watch for support. Good morning, Heath. Opinions on USD yen? I didn't look at it yet, so I'm gonna have to start wrapping up soon, guys, as I am running a bit behind. Let me see USD yen. Where are you at? There it is. Oh wow, what was that? NZCAD? Big strong push. Ugh. So that indicates CAD weakness. Might not be so good for USD CAD shorts. USD yen was a fantastic short. I think we were looking at it as a short, but man, it was a beautiful short. Right there. Off. Oof. Entry. But we were trading up in here. There it is. There's your retest. There's support. So that would have been your first target. Entry. Target. Then you move your stop to break even. And you're in it still with continuation. There's nothing to do right now as you're breaking below daily support. Again, there's daily support. Yesterday it tested it as support. Yesterday it held. Today you are currently testing it again. So there's nothing to do. You can't go long and you can't go short. Nothing to do. Absolutely nothing. So it's a wait. 109.255 is that level. If you close below it, then you can look for possible short side setups on a retest of this area here. Right? So if you come back up into this and you hold that as resistance, that could be a possible short side setup. But other than that, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. Yeah, this thing still ain't doing anything, is it? Still struggling to go lower. So hourly close, 125, 232 keeps you out of the trade. If it closes above that level, you get out. You don't take it, I mean. All right, guys. So I'm going to have to go ahead and wrap this thing up. And before I go, I have to say thank you so much to all my channel members and Patreons. You guys are absolutely fantastic. I'm trying to get it over here and it's just not it's not working very good with me. So we're going to watch USD CAD and EURUSD for possible longs. I didn't check it, so just keep an eye on it. USD CAD, you know the levels, you know what you're looking for. Test up in that area and a failure. You're looking for short side sets and you're targeting the low of day, today's low. And then on EURUSD, if it does provide an opportunity for you to get long, you will be targeting not yesterday's high, but that big bearish candle's high. That would be your initial target. All right? I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Make sure you trade safe, trade smart, and happy trading, everybody.